happening? It's your boy Skrilla, man. Shout out to I Said It, the celebrity interviewer. You dig what I'm talking about, man. Sponsored by
music exec, music manager, entrepreneur. Yo, shout out to the celebrity interviewer. I Said It, the show.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I am Chicago's own national award-winning spoken word artist, Just Mike the Poet. I'm here to give a shout out to celebrity interviewer I Said It, the Poet.
What's happening? It's your boy Cam Jones, man. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer I Said It show.
Yo, it's the originator Jazzo, y'all. Make this real quick, man. Shout out to I Said It Management. Doing it big.
I thought to you, man, like over the years, I see you everywhere at every major event, covering every major thing, always supporting every artist that you encounter. So, you know, definitely don't want this time to pass without saying thank you for always being a support to any and everybody that's coming in and out of Chicago. We definitely appreciate you.
Tune in. I'll be with the celebrity interviewer I Said It, the Poet, for the I Said It show.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Dean Most Photography giving a big shout out to my main man, celebrity interviewer I Said It, the Poet.
What up, it's your boy Dave Tolliver from the legendary Minute Large, and right now you're checking out the celebrity interviewer I Said It, the show, baby. Yeah, it's all being brought to you by
I got shot right here. The funeral home is making a killing right now.
Homicide is related to the desperation of young men, and that's what we're seeing in Chicago.
It's designed for you to lose. You're gonna lose. Let's keep this real now. This is about design.
This project represents the future of a great city.
We were concentrated in the ghetto. We were trapped and could not grow.
That's not a recipe for success. That's a blueprint for disaster. Projects coming down shattered the gang structure. Gone.
All hell broke loose.
6 homies that sound you're a gang now.
We at war, period.
This is not only my son, this is my best friend. He was murdered.
You gonna go mad. You gonna want to kill the world.
These kids don't really want to live that life that they live. It's time for this new chapter. We gotta write it.
Either you get involved or it'll come to your door and make you get involved.
Chicago's at a crossroads. It's that pot that's boiling, stuff that starts spilling out, or we can turn the fire down.
Peace, and blessings. I definitely want to welcome everyone back for another great episode. You know my name, celebrity interviewer. I Said It, but this is the Square Table, and I'm here with my famous, legendary host, the one and only CEO of M.I.A. Entertainment Group, Mimie Acosta. Peace to you, Queen. How you doing?
Mimie Acosta is in the building. I am good. I said it. How you doing?
I'm good. You know, always, hate to talk about this topic, but it's such necessary. It's so necessary that we speak about it today. And
Yes.
we have a celebrity guest with us today as well. One of our celebrity friends was able to make it. You know, so I just want to introduce her real quick. So as I bring on Miss Lissa Blair, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you? I said it. Mimie, y'all doing good?
Good. So happy to have you. And
Yeah.
just real quick, to my audience, could you just please introduce yourself and what it is that you do for those that not familiar?
Yeah, so my name's Lissa Blair. I do a little bit of everything. So I run, actually own and founded the Skyline radio show. And that's up at Determined Radio Station Orchestration. Shout out to them. And then I have Lissa Lashes, etc. That's my lash company. I do lash extensions. I do all kinds of stuff. So I got like glitter lashes. I got all kinds of stuff for that.
That's what's up.
I also am packaging an event host, radio and TV host, and my official DJ is DJ Sluggo. Shout out DJ Sluggo. So we do packages with that too as well. We got a magazine coming, the Skyline magazine. Y'all check that out. You know, any artists, upcoming artists, even youth, we got a youth section for it. Businesses, all that. There's a lot more to it, but that's the basics of what I do.
Hey, well, so happy to have you on the show today. I'm so happy you was able to make it. You know, I know we been fooling around with the times and the dates. It went from the 26th to the 27th, and now we here in another month, right, Mimie?
Yes. Hey, look, I was my own glitch today, okay, but it's all good. I'm back. I'm here. I showed up
Yeah.
on time.
Hey, I'm happy to have you. And the other two guests that may or may not be able to make it tonight, their schedule is kind of funny as well. We all out here working hard. We all out here movers and shakers. So it's hard to get everyone that's important. That's who all of us are. You know what I mean? We all important, and it's hard to get important people to all be in one room at the same time.
Yes.
And so with that being said, shout out to the legendary Daryl Cook and to Emmy Award winning um Sister Africa. And like I say, they may or may not be able to show up, but if not, we still gonna rock out at the square table. And what we talking about today, Mimie?
And we're talking about violence and hate crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one, that's like the number one thing that's happening nowadays. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's just the times that we're living in. It's really sorrowful. So I don't know if you just want me to just go ahead and kick it off with the violence.
Yeah, please be my guest.
So I'm going to just define violence in a nutshell. Violence is the behavior involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. So there are like all types of different types of violence. You got physical violence, there's sexual violence, psychological violence, there's neglect. There's all sorts of violence. And we're going to touch on a couple of those topics on this evening.
Yeah, I appreciate you, all of that. You know what I mean? And yeah, violence is just is everywhere. You can't hide from it. You know what I mean? It can even be in your home. But when it comes to hate violence, hate crimes, that would include both, like you say, physical, typically involve physical or sexual assaults or abuse, but also refers to hate speech or other behaviors that promote bias, anti-LGBTQ, anti-Asian, anti-Black, anti-Semitic, um, Islamic phobic, anti-immigrant sentiments. So yeah, that's that pretty much covers when it comes to the definition of what a hate crime could be. So yeah, again, this is just a really sensitive topic. You know what I mean? With everything that's just been going on in the world, it's just like it seemed like week by week, and now it seems like it's speeding up. Unfortunately, now it's not even letting another week pass before there's something else in the news to where there's some type of mass shooting.
Yes.
And so if you could, Lissa, please, if you could first share your thoughts about what you just feel like when it comes to all of this violence that's out here in the world.
Well, I mean, honestly, nobody's happy about it. I don't even think the people who are doing it necessarily are happy about it. It's, you know what I mean? It's just something that there's evil in this world.
Yes.
And it's what we have to do as human beings is we have to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do as parents, as teachers, to teach the right way. We need to make sure we are a little stricter. It's okay to be strict. You don't want to be too strict because you're going to make your kids go the opposite way. But you want to make sure there's a happy medium. You don't want to just let them do whatever they want either, because then they don't learn structure, respect, all the stuff that comes with. Sometimes that falls later on into violence or crimes or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's very important for us as parents to teach our kids that. I know my daughter had a situation at her school where, actually a couple situations. One of them was this one girl, I guess she threatened that she was going to kill her, and like she told the teacher to do anything about it. Of course, me and her dad did, but But then there was another issue where I guess there was a kid that brought a gun to school, and they school down. This was like a week ago. They didn't even call us to tell us. I was like, what? So guess what we did? Pulled her out. Next year she's going to Penn. She's not going to that school. Because and that's like the top 10 schools, I guess, I think in Indiana right now. So we really wanted her to go to like a better school. With everything that's happening, I don't have the time and money and all that stuff to homeschool like I want to. So if I might as well send her to, a school that's accredited, in a better way, I guess, because it's bad out here. Whew.
Yeah, it is.
Bad.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We actually have another guest that just was able to make it, so I'm gonna bring in Mr. Daryl Cook.
Oh, okay, Daryl.
Let's go.
D Cook.
Yo, peace and love, family. Peace and love to you all.
Hello.
Peace, much to say, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad you was able to make it today. For all of my audience out there that's not familiar with all your hard work and efforts in the community, could you just please introduce yourself and what it is that you are doing presently?
Yeah, no doubt, bro. So first and foremost, much love and respect to you and the whole team for having me on the show, bro. Yo, this is what it's about, man. Yo, love, Queen. I see you for sure. This is what it's about, bro. Many hands make the work light, so it's an honor to be here. First and foremost, two, apologies for my time. You see me still out of breath right now, moving, man. Hey, when you got children, bro, and they out of town and they just pop up, man, bro, listen. I just have to rush right now, bro. That's why I'm late, man. I had to leave the south side to make it to the south suburbs just to give my son a hug, man. That's something we haven't been able to do like in over a year. Right?
Wow.
So that ties into like everything we're gonna be talking about tonight, like the violence and all that stuff, man. Because I got a strong young black king out here, man, and two beautiful young queens, man. So it's imperative that I be there. So this is what I look like multitasking, all right? So for those that don't know me, my name is D Cook, Daryl Cook. My mama named me Daryl, so Daryl D Cook. And who I am, I'm a brother from the east side of Chicago. Proud young man, come from a strong black family too, but unfortunately I made mistakes out there. Didn't really see my mother and father stay together, so I really didn't know what love looked like. And had so much hate, animosity inside my heart, man. Went out there, just got married at an early age, and really, was old enough to engage in like the activities of sexual acts, but not really old enough to deal with the emotions that come with that. So I was locked up at 25, bro, you know what I'm saying, for attempted murder, because I couldn't deal with my wife moving on with another man. I say it straight like that, so it ain't got to be no mishaps about who people listening to. Right. I did 10 years inside the maximum penitentiary at Menard. While I was there, I had a chance to like pause the videotape of my life and just replay back everything I was. And I just looked at everything that, was dark and, really just had a chance to sit with that and really disassociate myself with that person. All right. So once I accepted like all the wrongs I did to people that I'll probably never be able to right my life, one off top, to myself, to my ex-wife, her family, she got a father, she got sisters, people that love her as well, and because of my actions and my emotions, I almost robbed them of that.
Right.
So, it was important to me that since I was once part of the problem, that I definitely become part of the solution. So I came home, I made sure I got in school immediately. And I really didn't know where I wanted to go. I ended up going to social work. I got my bachelor's in 2014. Then I went back, got my master's in 2018. And I kind of like used that to like help me start my own program, which is Minds Over Nines. So I just believe that, like people like the gun, like that's a problem, but it was the mind and the thought process that was attached with it as well. So I always wanted to use our minds like over our nines. I'm also a part of an unapologetically black organization called New Era Chicago, New Era Nation. Shout out to New Era Nation out there, to where I do community service 3 to 4 times a week just in the community, because I feel as though like what I do for a profession, that's how I feed and take care of my family. what I go out there and do for my community service on my own time, it's like how I truly show my appreciation to my ancestors. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. You know, I do a few other things. Former host of Daryl Cook Live on Soul 106.3 Chicago's R&B for 5 years. But hey, I'm excited about this conversation right here. So let's get to it.
Hey, man, with all this, go ahead, Mimie, you first.
You already know I always got something positive to say. First and foremost, I want to say kudos to you, you know, on your journey, because that's not an easy path. You know, sometimes people, you know, go through their experiences, they get locked up and they come out worse than they went in. You know, but you use that opportunity to get yourself right and come out a better person and do what you had to do for your community, for yourself. And now, of course, I know your kids looking at you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dad really did it. You know, and not just that, probably the people that know you too, to be a knucklehead from back in the day, like, damn, that's who that is. You're no longer that person, you know? So,
right, for sure. Yo, I appreciate that. Respect for sure.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, you know, you always welcome to anything that I do, brother. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but love, nothing but respect. And I appreciate you for just being here and taking your time, making the time, because you devote a lot of time to not only your family, but to the community, because I know that that's your passion. So I'm just happy again to have you here today, man, so we can just speak about this really sensitive topic. And, you know, I'm glad to have both you and Lissa here today, you know, and of course, Mimie, my co-host. So yeah, man, you know, we just gonna you know, while you had a floor, you know, please, you know, just kind of give us a little backstory of how you feel like, you know, what violence means to you, and maybe perhaps let's get into how we can possibly make some changes.
Yeah, for
connected
sure,
to the
man.
things you're already doing.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, so violence, man, you know, I it's none of us that's on this panel right now hosting or that will be listening to this broadcast or viewing it, whatever you air it, that hasn't felt like that type of pain, like as it relates to violence, strike, like if not in the home, then definitely next door, right? You know what I'm saying? We all know somebody that's been affected by it, right? And like even ways that like we can't even imagine sometimes. So, and when it hit like that, when it do, as they say now, it do hit different. You like, man, like, yo, I literally knew that person like all their life. Like, I can't believe, I know they didn't wake up this morning and think like this would be the last day, right, bro? You know, and so when I got locked up, that time, man, that I spent like being inside there, like I spent 10 years, bro. I promise you, man. I don't go too, I'm spiritual, you know, I study Islam, but I read the Bible. My grandmama wasn't playing no games, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I promise you was going to be in this right here, man. And, you know, man, I just think about like what our duty is and the genealogy and what we have to go through, man, and where we at right now, bro. And I'm saying like, man, violence. Our situation, man, how it's inflicted upon ourselves and how people hit us with it. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like how it's been used as a tool, like against us, bro. Like that's painful, bro. That's painful, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? And I promise you, bro, you know what I'm saying? When I think back, like, you know what I'm saying, especially even for African Americans, man, and our genealogy that I just spoke upon, bro, like that transatlantic slave trade, bro, like I can't even fathom that, man. You know what I'm saying? And when the movie came out, like Black Panther, like I think that's why that line stood out for everybody with Michael B. Jordan at the end when he was like, man, bury me at the bottom of the sea with all my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Like it really like bring that to life to you. Like, man, it was like sisters that had their baby in tow and arm that was like, yo, I refuse to be like subjected to this type of ridicule, raped, you know what I'm saying? Watching my men be beaten, sisters, you know what I'm saying? You know, killed, guns pointed at us at gunpoint when we being sold at auctions, and they jumped off. You know what I'm saying? Like took their lives, like it was that critical, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just bring that up to show the like historical trauma and the context that has to like the violence that's taking place right now. Like there's never been a time in history that the oppressor that hasn't had this foot on our neck, right? Like from that transatlantic slave trade, here, once we got here on the plantations, and you have the police officers on the street and then correctional officers inside the penal institution. And on all of those levels right there, violence from the lowest to the highest extremes is being facilitated, you know what I'm saying, on black and brown people. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, you know, I think some of the solutions are like what we're doing right now. Like a lot of people like, yo, like time for talking is over with. Like we got to get to action. Like that is hella true. You know what I'm saying? But on the other side of that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, now keep that going too. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how we learn, through conversing and educating and pumping back into people what they really already know, just hearing it from another perspective on a particular day. Right? Because we all wake up like that sometimes. You will open up and go to social media or something, you be like, I know this message right now, but the fact that it popped up today, you know what I'm saying? That's a sign for me, right? So this may feed somebody right now, right? To be like, yo, what are some of the solutions? I think some of the solutions, man, is organization, bro. Organization, organize. Like, bro, like real talk, that's the only thing we ain't tried, bro. Like everybody I know slicker than the gas station mob, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as long as them and they family cool, as long as me and my family cool, we straight. But my vision is like so much deeper, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the King of Scotland when he asked the man, like, how are you and your family doing? He was like, straight. Then he asked the King of Scotland, like, how your family doing? He was like, oh, not so well. You know what I'm saying? Because my family extend beyond my house. It extend all the way through Scotland. Yo, my family extend all the way through the African community, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm asked that question, like, how my family doing? Like, not so well, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way in every city I go to with New Era Nation, man. This year, bro, you know what I'm saying? We've been to Cleveland, Philly, Baltimore. We're on our way to Dallas and Houston next month. And it's the same type of trauma and pain on everybody, Dr. Martin Luther King Drive.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, definitely, man. It's all everything you said and more, you know what I mean? And at the about another 10 minutes, we're gonna take like a little short break. And you know, I gotta shout out my sponsors, and then also I'm gonna play both you and Lissa's video just to, you know, show a little bit more about what you all do. You know, and then the video that I have is where you was just in those places that you said you were just at. But you know, Mimie, thank you for all of that. Daryl, appreciate it.
For sure.
Mimie, please, you know, what type of input would you like to add to that?
Man, I'm always good for adding stuff, but he said a whole mouthful. Sometimes I feel like I just need to sit back and like really take some of this stuff in because it really, like I really learn from everybody. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many times you listen to this or whether you look at it on TV or whether we're online or what have you, it always resonates to something that you've been through, something that you're going through, something that you don't know you are going to go through. Sometimes it's just a sign. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go on my social media, just like you said, you know, you named it and I'm sitting here going, yeah, you're right. Because sometimes I don't want to be on my social media because it's just it's so thick with stuff. But because I am in the industry and been in the industry for 35 years, I'm going to see a whole lot, you know, and I take some of that stuff and I run with it. Like, yeah, this message might have been for me, but I'm going to take it and put it out here because I know a couple people that could feed from this, you know, and shows, you know, such as this podcast right here, you know, extremely informative. You know, it's always good to listen to perspectives from people who have actually gone through the fire, you know, and coming out on the other side, or maybe still a little bit stuck and need some assistance in getting out, you know. So this is just like I said it, I say it over and over again. You know, I always thank you for the opportunity because, you know, I say a lot, you know, just because, you know, and when you have kids, you know, like he said, you know, he's like, he had to run out to the other side of town and hug his son, you know, you just never know. Today we're here and tomorrow we're not. So we can't take anything for granted. So, you know, even though, look, you showed up a couple of minutes, but guess what? You're still here with us. You know, you were able to get in, sneak in, and put your mojo in there. You know, so I appreciate you for that. But you know, there is a lot going on out here, and we have to grab these kids up because it's really like these kids are really going through it now in these schools, you know, especially like with the mass shooting. And now it seems like some of these kids in other states are picking up the little handle too, because you got a 10-year-old that did it in another state, a 15-year-old that did it in another state. Like these kids are they're tripping.
Younger too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the parents need to really get a hold of their guns and put them things up, lock them away. I mean, you know, if you got a gun, you need to check on it right now to make sure that it is up somewhere under some lock and key somewhere where these kids can't get to it, because the kids are sneaking off with stuff. You know, just like the little mama that showed up to school with her little drinks and shared it with all the little kindergartners. You know, these kids are just doing stuff. Oh yeah, that one was deep. You know, she waited until break time, you know, and got with her little, clique and was like, "Here, look, some for you, some for you, some for you." Got the mama's margarita bottle from the fridge and went on to work, honey. Went to school and made it happen. You know, and there's repercussions for it, but it's like, how did you know to even do this? How did you know to even wait till break time to say, "Hey, I got something, let's do this"? You know, so we really need to grab these kids, because that's where it's stemming from. You know, they see things at home or they see things on TV. They don't know how to differentiate whether this is real or not, and they're just getting out here and doing things. And it's starting from that little age, you know. And if you don't nip it, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
You got a problem. It turns into violence. It turns into hate. It turns into, all this ugly stuff that we don't want. And sometimes we're so busy working that we don't catch this stuff, and before you know it, it's too late.
Yeah, that way. Thank you so much, Mimie, for that. You know what I mean? Right on time with it.
Yes.
Lissa, you know what I mean? When it comes to your opinion of, maybe perhaps, where we can get to a solution, and maybe your world and from what you see, your surroundings and things like that, you know what I mean? What do you think that can be done to just help all of this overall?
Well, something that we haven't touched on yet that I think is very important, and that's also going around, it has to do with violence and hate violence, is there was this little girl, actually in our area. Her name's Rio. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I don't know if it went national or not, but she had alopecia, and some kids at school were bullying her, so she ended up committing suicide. And big topic around here. So that's another thing we really need to touch on is suicide, because there's a lot of these kids going through a lot of depression and stress too. You know, like we think that kids don't go through stress because, we joke around like, oh, wait till you get to be an adult and stuff. But really, I remember how emotional I was when I was that young. We didn't know how to handle emotions going along with the problems that were happening. At least when we're older, we're starting to learn how to cope, but hopefully. But
right.
A lot of kids, they don't understand that yet. They're still their brain is still building, so they need someone else to turn to sometimes when these things happen. And that's the worst thing about what happened with COVID and how they weren't allowed to go to school and stuff. It's like sometimes school was their out from home. Sometimes they were getting abused at home, or maybe, and them being at home, that's terrifying to them sometimes. They'd rather be at school, and, just getting bullied sometimes. What if it's happening at both places? That's even more, you feel more trapped. Then you have nowhere to go.
Right.
So that's just something. The bullying just has to stop. I'm seeing it worse than ever. Like it makes me so mad. We've already gone to the school so many times. You know what I mean? Like, it's not cool at all. It's not cool. And it's parents' fault, honestly. And like I taught my kid, like, you need to stand up for yourself if somebody is coming at you first. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't ever start anything. I better never, ever find that out, because that is not okay. And I told her, I was like, you better stick up for the underdogs. You know what I mean? Because they sometimes don't have somebody. So sometimes we need to have that mindset to help others out. If they are getting bullied or whatever, like, hey, cut it out. Like, some people are too scared to say that, but like, we need to teach our kids that's okay to stick up for people.
Yeah, no, I appreciate all of that. Listen, you absolutely right. You know what I mean? It's connected to suicide, the violence is connected to bullying, everything's a connection. And you know what I mean? I like to just say in reference to the bullying and things of that nature, I really believe that, this speak on COVID, I should say, just being trapped with the COVID, like you see how it affects us, and we're all adults, right? So, but we never know what that does to the psyche of the youth, of knowing that this is the most deadliest virus to be said of all time, in the world and in life, you know what I mean? And so how does that play on their psyche? Already they probably thinking like, well, I'm not going to ever be an adult anyway.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, it's things is being televised like everything. When I was growing up, you couldn't see what's going on across the country live, you know, when people was at war, but they can just turn on their phone and look at a war live and then be playing a video game at the same time, and then having to try to translate, and always keep, you know what I mean, staying aware of what's real and what's fake. And they can kind of get caught up, you know what I'm saying, in the middle, I think, you know, by constantly looking at what's going on live in the world that's constantly televised, and at the same time playing some of these video games that's violent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, I didn't have to have that challenge. It was video games, and then later on, as I got an adult, then I started to see some of the violence live and things of that nature. You know what I mean? When technology changed, but you know, it's just different. And you know, like you say with the bullying, you know, that can make a person very violent because if they don't have anyone to speak to or communicate with that they feel like they can trust or feel like can understand, or somebody could, you know, be, you know, feeling like, well, you know, it's not that bad, not knowing to the extent of how bad it really is at school for them, you know, or on the internet, how bad it really is for them. You know what I mean? To them, their experience of bullying might have been minor compared to what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? I saw a video where it was over 17 guns in an elementary school at gym class where some kids was just showing off, like, you know, just showing that they strapped. You know what I'm saying? So if an elementary school is walking around like this in reference to the kids, who you think running the school? No teacher can't say nothing to this child because they just like, I'm gonna shoot you, and ain't nobody trying to get shot. Or if so, imagine what another classmate feels like if they know that their classmates are strapped like this, and that's not how they live. That's an ultimate fear right there. You can't say nothing to them. So who's gonna stand up? So that's just what I have to say about that.
Well, and then with that, it's almost like it happens with the kids, but it also happens with adults as well. Because I, like me personally, one of my friends recently tried to commit suicide. He had posted a letter on Facebook, a suicide note, and you know, at first you don't really know what to take, if it's serious or not. But she's a very, very close friend. And she did have to go to the hospital for a while, but she did make it, thank God. But you know, it was one of those things like I now I feel like I want to make sure I check on her all the time because I didn't know she was that deep, you know. And sometimes we need to tune in with friends because it made me feel like, man, I wish I would have. We're good friends, so I should have noticed that, you know. And I know I shouldn't blame her, but at the same time, I've learned too. So now after that happened, it's like I gotta check in with her, try to keep her motivated. I try to like give her some tasks, you know, like because sometimes that's all somebody needs is motivation to do something. Something special or spectacular, you know, and I feel like if we just try to help those that are depressed or they are suicidal, whether they're kids or adults, like I said, I think sometimes adults go through depression, if not more, just because as you get older, you start to get hopeless with some things if you've gone through a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And there's some people that don't know how to cope with that, you know, so I think we always got to check on our friends, our family. Even if you don't feel like you get along with them all the time, that's fine. Just check in with them. Like kind of they're okay. And if they're not and you feel like they won't talk to you, well, there's other ways, you know, there's other help that you can get. And I know it's a little bit more difficult, but you know, I feel like it's very important for us to stay in tune with the people we love.
Absolutely. And if I may, you know, I'll go ahead and take this break. You know what I mean? Real quick, anyone want to get some water, run to the bathroom, whatever the case may be. But what I'm gonna do is, you know, I'm gonna play my little sponsor video, and then, you know, I'm gonna play both Lissa's video in reference to, you know, some of the things that she's been doing, you know, both pictures and because she's a great singer as well. And then with Daryl Cook, I'm gonna play a video that he recently posted on his Instagram. So again, everyone that's tuned in, please share this video from YouTube, subscribe, and you know, we're gonna be right back. I appreciate everyone.
All right.
Hey, yo, peace and love, family. You know what time it is. You know who it is. This your boy D Cook on location. So let's see. We was in Philly yesterday. Now today we in B-More, Baltimore. stand all the way up. We was at Met Eldery Park. We moving around. We got the Tendea family out here. Listen, Baltimore, we love you, family. And we out here doing exactly what we always do. Organizing, showing love, unity, and just connecting with the community, right? Let me turn this around so you can see what's happening, right? Look at our youth out here. Look at everybody out here cleaning up, taking care of the community, as we should, right? Yeah, as we should. Many hands make the work light, family. Many hands make the work light. Yeah. I appreciate this right here. I appreciate this right here. And I appreciate y'all as well, too, for tuning in and for locking in all the support that y'all show me on social media. It ain't about me. It really ain't. It's about saving the nation. That's why I do this work. It ain't easy to leave my family in the house and come out here and do the work. But this is the greater family right here, right? This is what we have to do. This is what we have to do right here. And that's what's up, family. New Era Nation on location. New Era Baltimore. Listen, tap in, family. Wherever you at, tap in. The work is needed across this nation. Yup. One more time so y'all can see it. Just all that work going on. Look at the queen taking care of that. Look at the young king right here. Look at my brother EJ. I'm playing.
And these are my official sponsors. Shout out to business owner Dolores Green on Facebook, and please go visit her at hairbossbiz.com. You can contact her directly at hairbossbiz@gmail.com. Also, shout out to CEO of M.I.A. Entertainment Group, film, TV, and producer, the legendary Mimie Acosta. Shout out to business owner and podcast host Sophia Latrice. She has a spa in Plainfield, Illinois, and visit her website at lenisialex.com. Shout out to CEO and radio personality Cantone. You can visit his website at streetscienceradio.com. Shout out to author and animation commercial creator Linda Gregory. You can visit her website at lilyb.com. Shout out to business owner, the elite reader and licensed phlebotomist Cherie Patterson. Call her directly at 469-340-6489. And shout out to author with both her audiobook and hard copy novel Through the Eyes of Nitsi, Denise Donnerson. Order her book today on Amazon. The celebrity interviewer, I said it, and I approve this message. Thank you again for everyone that's tuned in. Welcome back to the Square Table. You come get back on your square only at the Square Table. You know what I mean? And this is hosted by not only myself, celebrity interviewer, I said it, and the legendary Mimie Acosta, CEO of M.I.A. Entertainment Group. And we have two of our celebrity friends with us today. First being Lissa Blair, and then also the famous Daryl Cook. So, the first half of the show, we really dived into, when it comes to violence and hate crimes. But now, if I can challenge each other, everyone here to just kind of like specifically speak about a little bit about these specific mass shootings that we've been having from the school, to the one that happened in Buffalo, all the way to the present one that we just recently had, unfortunately, just yesterday at a hospital. So, I'm gonna start with me, and if perhaps maybe she can speak a little bit about how she feels about that.
First off, it all bothers me because, when it comes to, it's one thing when you're dealing with adults, that are doing certain things, and, you can have better control of it because you are an adult and you are making choices. But when it comes to these kids that just don't understand what they're getting themselves into. Now, and I'm speaking about the case in Texas.
Right.
This guy was 18 years old. So my thing is, whatever it is that was happening in his life or whatever wasn't happening in his life, somebody didn't have control of it. The fact that he still lived with, that he was still living with grandma and grandpa, and that was the case, of course, the mother being on drugs or what have you, and him, probably, we don't even know how long, I don't even know how long he was raised, with the grandmother, but the fact that he just spazzed out the way he did. And speaking to somebody in Germany about what he's going to do, I just felt like more could have been done, and at the same token, like now you have the cops that are coming forward stating all the mistakes that they made on their end, which, it could have been taken care of earlier where this would not have happened. But I mean, it's really interesting, and I sometimes I wonder, like, who pointed the finger first to say, "Hey, we need to talk about this because we made a mistake." Do you know how deep that is? You go from, okay, you took this kid in, to we made a mistake, and you have a bunch of officers there, so they at some point had to have gone against each other to even talk about this, to even, come up with the solution that, okay, you know what, or the problem, because it's a problem, it's not a solution, you know we made a mistake. Now we got to talk about this, because now you got all kinds of things going on. But we really need to get a hold of our kids, and like, Lissa was saying, maybe you don't want to get into them too much because that's when they go into the opposite direction. But at the end of the day, if they are living in your household, then they don't have no rights. you know
Right.
they don't have no rights at all. You're not paying this rent, or you're not paying these bills, you don't have no rights.
Mhm.
We got to get involved. We got to get into their book bags and see
Yep.
what they got going on, and speak to them, and I guess really and truly have a better relationship with them, so they can be able to come to you and say, "Hey mom, hey pops, I have a situation, or something is happening." I used to go in my daughter's bedroom and just lay on her bed and just chill with her, and see what she getting herself into.
Yeah.
The first time I heard my daughter curse, she was like 15. I thought I was gonna go through the roof. 'Cause I didn't know she was cursing like that in school. And I heard her talking to a friend, and I was like, "Is that mine?" In
Mm.
there talking like that. Like, I had to step into the room like, "Yo,
Same
who
here,
that?
my daughter.
Yeah,
Same thing.
who that is you talking to on the phone? Because you really kind of like, I don't even know who you are."
Mhm.
And that kind of like, made me open up the window just a little bit, like, okay, maybe I need to get a little bit more involved. And though she slipped through the crack, and she's not doing her time, and I'm saying, for others and whatnot, you know we're constantly right here, and hopefully, we get her home soon, because that's what I'm fighting for right now. But it's
Amen.
it's really crazy. The system is crazy. If we don't get a hold of our kids, other people out there will get a hold of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, say that.
that's kind of like what really happened here. I'm saying, I'm thinking that I'm doing everything that I can do from home, but at the same token, the friends out there, the influence out there, got a hold of that. And no matter how good our relationship was, there is still something that's missing. Like, these kids are out here thinking that they're missing something, and they're
Mhm.
missing nothing. You got all the love at home, you got everything you need at home, and now you want to feel like you gangster because you want to fit in. Because if you don't
Mm.
fit in, then that's where the bullying comes in. So it's a
Mhm.
catch-22 sometimes with the kids. Like, like you said, Lissa, sometimes they are stressing more than we are. Because they're dealing with stuff that, you know, we're thinking, look, all you got to deal with is homework and keep that room clean.
Because we're so black and white compared to kids. They're in that gray area all the time with their emotions, and we're more like we grew up, so we're past that. So we're just looking at like, oh, come on, da 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 da. But in reality, it's not like that for them. Just like we have to think of back when we were that age, our mindset was different, and I tend to forget that sometimes. To my daughter, you know, like I am my age now. I gotta get in my mindset of being that age and think of what would I want my mom to do, you know, in situations of that age. Well, I would have want my mom to just listen. I do sometimes, you know, but I'm thinking back like, you know, I did need some times where just spend time with me, teach me more than scold all the time. Because see, my parents were extra strict, and that's why I ended up going to juvie and went the opposite way. And that's why I said that, because I actually went through that. Because my parents were overly strict, and it made me think, what's out there in the world? Really go nowhere either. You know, it was always tabs and stuff, which, you know, of course, to a certain age, that's important. But yeah, it was definitely learning situation with that, because sometimes you can be too strict, but at the same time, like you said, you under my house, my rules. That's how it works.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's how, you know, that's how it's really interesting, because my daughter was going through a whole lot of stuff when she was like 13, 14, playing basketball, hanging out with the girls. And then you go from one extreme to the next. You know, now you're starting to like girls. Now you really like girls. Now you're in relationships with girls, and all this stuff happening. And it took it. She was 18 when I found out that she's living this life away from home that I had no idea of. Like, I'm the parent that used to do the whole sleepovers. Like, it was like, you know, 4 or 5 of us parents that every now and then we'll just let the girls sleep at each other's houses. And we thinking that we had the ultimate control, you know, when the girls were really doing the girls. We didn't know that. But, or maybe some of the other parents knew that. They didn't share that. But when I found out, I was snooping through her stuff, is how I found out. And I was like, oh shit, this is what my child is doing. I need to have a conversation with her, because I need to know what's up. You know, and when I had the conversation, because, you know, it was really subtle, like, come sit next to me, we got something to talk about. And she's like, I already know, you know, and we talked about it. But then that's when she felt like, okay, now she can go left, because now that I know, I can do what I want. No, you can keep hiding. You hid this thing for years, you know. And of course, you know, you go into the other direction, and months later shit happens, and we're still dealing with that today. She'll be 32 in June, on the 12th of this month, you know. So it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's a fight. It's a fight. And like I said, sometimes it doesn't even matter how much of a close relationship you have with them. You still want a closer relationship with them, even outside the house. Because I used to like put myself in her little parties. You know, oh, they're meeting at the wing house. Oh, I'm not working. I'm going to the wing house. Hey, what's up, party? Miss Mimie's here. Let's get some more wings. You know, and that's the kind of thing that I used to do. I was no. You gotta find a way to put yourself in there, you know. But she wasn't the one that never wanted me out. Like, she would want me to come to the skating ring with her. She would want me, because she would show me off too. Like, mommy, let's do the soldier boy. Let's do this. Like, she used to have me doing all kind of dances and stupidity, because I come from that world of dance and all this stuff. So I would be that mom where everybody wanted to be over by me. Oh, Miss Mimie gonna cook. Oh, she can cook that rice and beans and that chicken and stuff. Oh, we going over there to eat. You know, so Miss Mimie was there, and that was my thing. My thing was like, I don't want nobody up in here when I'm not around. But then at the same token, I was like, but where are they gonna go? You know, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for an outlet. Then it became that I wish your mother was my mother thing. You know, and then I found myself counseling all these kids. But at the same token, you know, your child is never satisfied with what they have at home. They want to be out there. Still doing something, like they're missing something. There's nothing out there. You're missing nothing. You know, so yeah, just to cut it short, that's where I'm at with it. You know, it's a constant prayer and a constant, you know, I stay with my stones, and I stay with my beads, and I stay rocked on and in my own spiritual bubble. Like, look, you know what I'm saying? Things are good. It's all good. We just got to make it good for everybody else around us, especially people that are touching us. You know, the people that we're around, we got to get their minds right, you know, so it can all be right. you know, and get some of their kids too, because I snatch people's kids all the time. Your mama know you over here with this boy doing this? Let's call her right quick. I was that chick, you know what I'm saying? And still to a degree, I still be looking at them like, do I really want to get involved? Because these kids are snappy today, honey. They'll pull out a gun on you. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so we
real
got to be
talk.
careful. We got to be careful too how we approach them.
Yeah. And I appreciate all of that, Mimie. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Cook, you know,
Yes,
when it
sir.
comes, you know what I mean, some of these mass shootings that we've been having, you know what I mean, what are some of your thoughts on them? You know, you can speak on any one in particular, all of them, it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So off top, man, like mad love and respect to Mimie, you know what I'm saying, and Lissa for, you know, I really was just locked into that. I forgot I was on the panel for a minute. I was just locked in, bro, because everything is right and exact, you know what I'm saying? And this is such an important conversation because it went to exactly to where my heart is. And that's what I use for sure, without a question, without a shadow of a doubt, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Whitney Houston killed that lion. I ain't got to repeat it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do believe that children are our future. Like that's ain't no quote that's ever been realer, bro. Like that's what it is. And the majority of my work is in that lane. So I was thinking, like as you all were talking, now Mimie was talking, you know what I'm saying, like about our church, and then, you know, Lissa spoke on the suicide piece, you know, depression, you know, by me being a social worker, I come in direct contact and I do assessments, you know what I'm saying, with parents and see all the symptoms, you know, going through the DSM-5 about from depression, you know, just not finding pleasure, being uncomfortable out in public settings with people, just missing a lot of the social skills to be able to interact and express yourself properly. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And then you add on like one organization I work with, CHIP, like children who have incarcerated parents. Like for any other, you know what I'm saying, thing that we may have where children may need support, whether it's those that live with other abilities, epilepsy, it could be Lennox-Gastaut, Down syndrome. Like we have organizations and funds set up to at least assist those families. Like there's nothing in place for children who have incarcerated parents. Like let that marinate for a second.
Yeah.
You just out there. You know what I'm saying? You really just out there. So if it ain't no Mimie on your block, you popped. You know what I'm saying? Now you in the game so quick, right? That's why I was just stuck in what Mimie was saying, right? Because my Mimie was like my next door neighbor, like it's my auntie Janet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, to this day, like I'm over her house crying on her shoulders the same way I am with my mom. My mom got locked up when I was 7, like 7. You know what I'm saying? My mom went to the joint. She got 60 years. You know, she ended up serving 32 years in prison. So, you know, that time that I told y'all I did earlier, that 10 years was inside the time that my mom did her 32 years. So she in the front right now, right? And so when I think about like the violence that's taking place now and everything, bro, like all of that is inside the gumbo for me, bro. Like I see it from the beginning, from the transatlantic slave trade to now, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like I haven't been able to keep up with like the recent shootings that's been taking place because I've been out doing so much community service, bro. Most of what I've seen about it has been on social media. I haven't really sat down and done my research. So I won't go into depth on any one of those, but I can tell you, bro, you know what I'm saying, that when I think about the struggle and the fight, I'm still on the ground, man, with a knee on my neck with George Floyd, bro. And the relationship, you know what I'm saying, that like provoked, it took everybody all the way back to Emmett Till, right, bro? That was a connection, right? Like it's the same type of abuse that took place, right? And I actually do group sessions and mentoring sections at Emmett Till Academy on 67th and Champlain, right? And you know, I'm ashamed almost to say this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it took me to be there, you know, to be like, wait a minute, if the school is right here, his childhood home must be like right around the corner. I had to Google it. I'm in Chicago. I had to Google it. Like St. Lawrence, 67th in St. Lawrence, 65th in St. Lawrence. Man, I rode around the corner, bro. Man, and just got to the house. And it showed that one picture that they always show of him as a young boy, man smiling, and one of them sitting on his bike, and then the picture of his mom, right, bro? And I just broke down in tears, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, this is his childhood home, like right here in Chicago, bro. Like our children, Like when we're talking about our children, bro, like it ain't no greater fight out here, man. And the video you played to me, man, that's the first thing I spoke on. I was like, look at our young kings out here, like in the community, being organized, bro. Being organized, man. You know what I'm saying, man? So, this violence, man, is so sad to see, man. But I think organization will go a long way, you know what I'm saying, to preventing somebody with having the testosterone or the mitigated gall, you know what I'm saying, to just walk into a place just because you see black or people of color organized, you know what I'm saying? That's like Tulsa, Oklahoma all over again, bro. That's what that was in Black Wall Street. That's soldiers coming home from the war. Before they went to the war, all they saw was black slaves. They came home. They got a whole community thriving, one of the most populated and successful in the world. And they like my man on Minister Society, Belly with the banana. I don't like this. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's about, bro. Organization is the weapon that we can use to fight off anything that's going on out here, man. With New Era Chicago, and I'll pass the mic to someone else. It's very important. That's why I do the work that I do out with New Era Chicago, because of the pillars that we stand on. These are the 5 pillars, bro, because we can't stop at this moment, because it's a lot. Racism is a moving target. It's a lot going on. You just can't stand outside and just box that head up. That's moving, bro. That's happening while you sleep. It's happening in shutdowns of loans. It's happening when you can't get approved for mortgage on this house, when you can't get that job, when you get stopped by the police, frisk and search. All of this is the gumbo inside there. So we got a fight, people that's using a lot of energy to fight that fight. And we got some of our people using the fight to be like, hey, damn that. What's up with us? And that's what we saying, bro. That's the only part I can control the internal pain that's taking place. The internal part is what I think we need to focus on right now, bro, because once you do that, bro, you ain't got to beg nobody to sit at their table. They will recognize that you have very much so developed your own table. Organization, bro. Organization. Number 1 is knowledge of self. Number 2 is taking care of your family. 3 is looking out for your community. Number 4 is being politically aware. And number 5 is building financial freedom. And I think we can solve any problem with those 5 things.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That's very intelligent and great information that we can all use in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Now, we almost reaching the hour, I promise not to keep you all no longer than an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. I definitely appreciate everyone's opinion today. You all gave some great insight from Lissa to Daryl back up to Mimie. So, I just appreciate everyone. And I'm just gonna close it out real quick and just speak a little bit more about hate crimes, because hate crimes, is very relevant in the Black community, as well as, Asian community, and with those and LGBTQ community as well. You know what I mean? We don't have the right to discriminate against anyone or feel like that someone has to die because of their sexual preference, because of their skin color, because of, just the way that they feel, as long as they're not hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, who are we to go out and just hurt and kill someone, because of we don't like them or whatever the case may be. So we really need to practice on that and start showing more love, more peace to each other. And like I said, when I went live yesterday, it just starts in the mirror. It starts at home, but it starts in the mirror with loving yourself, learning to accept your imperfections and the things that you may not feel comfortable about with yourself, and just reminding yourself that this is who God made me. This is who I am. I am love. I am love. I am peace. And you know what I mean? There's no reason for me to hate my neighbor. There's no reason for me to hate my brother, my sister. You know what I'm saying? Because they might be in a different gang set or any of that nature. You know what I'm saying? We need to start showing love, unite like a fist, and just get back to that. You know what I mean? It seemed like we got away from it, from the message that, Martin Luther King and even Malcolm X was preaching about unity and stuff like that, and many other greats, Nelson Mandela, you know what I mean? And it extends, in different cultures. But like what happened in Buffalo, that was a hate crime. You know what I mean? And we got to do better, and we can do better. And I believe in everyone. Again, I appreciate you being on the show again today, Daryl. I'm really proud of everything that you're doing. So I salute you. Everything you're doing in the community, brother. You someone that I definitely look up to, I admire for the way that you move. You know what I'm saying? Like Mimie had mentioned earlier about you. You know what I mean? It's one thing when you go to prison and then stay the same, but you dedicated yourself to making a change in the community directly, and you put yourself in harm's way all the time, not just in Chicago, but you travel the country, the world. You know what I'm saying? Doing this, um, for all for the fight, all for the message. So you know what I mean. Much respect to that brother. You already know you always welcome on this platform. Anything I do, you know what I'm saying, nothing but love, and I appreciate you. You know what I mean, and I'm gonna get up to Lissa real quick, and then at the end, I'm gonna, let you all remind people how they can support you and your platform. But then, Lissa, I'm just really proud of you. You know, it's always nice to meet other people that's ambitious, and you are very ambitious, a multitasker. You do a great job out here. I see you. You know what I mean? I appreciate all your support, and I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you, and just keep going, and don't let anybody, you know what I mean, because the jealousy is strong out here, especially in Chicago. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Specifically everywhere. But, people are going to try to take advantage and stuff, but don't, and just also be mindful of the power that you have by having a radio, you have a magazine coming as well. And just, you know what I mean? The message that we spread, it's our responsibility at the end of the day when we know we are the media to what type of message we're going to spread. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy to influence people. And there's a lot of followers out here, and some people just don't know no better. They hear what they go wrong with what they see. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't really put no research behind stuff. And so, again, just keep doing a great job. You already know you got my support. You know what I mean? And man, much love to you.
Yeah. You too.
Thank you, thank you. And then Mimie, you already know. Thank you for, always going out your way to be here for me. Support, constantly sharing on your platform, not only myself, but everybody that you network with. You like one of the rare people that I've ever met that, anybody you network with, you are so open to sharing, and you end up sharing more than the person who actually event or net or program it is. Like you just go the extra mile, and people appreciate that whether they say it or not. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know that I love you, I appreciate you, and just what I mean, we're gonna continue to just do this square table and talk about these sensitive topics, these topics that people don't always feel comfortable speaking about. And I'm just happy and privileged to be able to have you as a co-host. You know what I mean? At the square table, you already know we come get back on your square only at the square table. And with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna pass it to Daryl so he can remind everyone how they can support him going forward, please.
Yo, for sure. Real quick though, bro. Yo, I appreciate everything that you said earlier, bro. And I just wanted to shout out Lissa one more time too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, keep on doing dope stuff out there, right? Like you're doing dope things, and your heart is in the right place too, because you brought up the exact right topic. The bullying and suicide. My children, my daughter. So you can say experience the bullying at school. Or going to a new school with like 4 girls. My daughter asked them to be their friend, and they like, yeah, but you have to be the dog. And my daughter, that I was devastated as a parent. Right up there the next morning, like on top of that, right? Like, we need the students, the young ladies, but can we get those parents up in here too? Like, let's have this round table right here, right? Because that comes from somewhere, like Mimie was saying, like everyone said earlier, right? So I just want to remind people that suicide number, every time that topic comes up, the number pops into my head. So for anybody that's going through that, that's 1-800-273-TALK. I promise you, it'll be a professional right there that can assist you in this. And that number, that 1-800-273-TALK may not be for you. That may be for the young youth that you see every day and may not know what they're going through. That's for them. Pass that to them. And they'll be more inclined to use that because it came from somebody that they admire. Now, how can people assist and help me, bro? Man, New Era Chicago is out on the block every day, all day. It don't stop, bro. If anybody wants to help and be a part, like our Hood to Hood, we have coming up this Saturday. We'll be passing out food and resources to the community and cleaning up at the same time, right? If anybody wants to be involved with that, just go to my page on Facebook, Daryl Cook, inbox me there on IG or TikTok, and I promise you, I'll get that information right out to you. If anybody's looking to book me to speak, you can go to my website, Minds Over Nines, and you can go right to the submit form. I love to see everybody in your city. Everybody keep doing the work, and much love to everybody on the panel.
Yeah.
Much respect. Salute. Lissa, please, if you could remind everyone how they can support, all the great things that you are doing out here.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna show you guys a few things real quick, and then go over my my Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. I have EP out right here. I got a hard copy of it, but it's also available everywhere actually online. It's called Heartificial. HERTIFICIAL. So,
I'm like, it's okay to cheat. You can look at it. It's okay to cheat.
so that's the cover. This is the back cover. Y'all can order hard copies, or you can also order online. And then I also have I have some masks available as well. This is me and Smokey the Bandit's mask. We have a song together. He's actually going to be on our radio show this coming Wednesday, so I'll be playing our song. And bottles you can find anywhere. Spotify is my favorite, so that's where I like to look for it. And this is my EP. That's a mask too. You can also pre-order these as well. And then I have so that's for my music because I'm a singer and songwriter. Then I'm a lash tech too, Lissa lashes, etc. You can find that anywhere. I got colored lashes. I got glitter lashes. I've got neon lashes. Look how these ones are. These fives. They're super long. So I have a little bit of everything. Different styles, lower lashes too, all that. And like I said, I do a little bit of everything. Y'all can find me really anywhere. Facebook, Lissa Blair, LISSABLAIR. It's Lissa, not Lisa. And then on Instagram, look up Lissa Blair, Skyline TV radio or radio TV show. I can't remember which one because I switched it. I just look up that, and also the Skyline radio and TV show is also on Instagram and Facebook. And I also have a artist page on Facebook as well. And then I'm on TikTok and Twitter and stuff too, but not very often. But I need to get back on that. So, but you can find my music anywhere though.
Okay, great. Thank you. And real quick, because I know you have events coming up. When's your next event? What's your next event?
Okay, so well, I guess before I get to that, I should also say this right here, Bull Girl. This is she's one of our Skyline Radio merch. She makes our merch, but this is actually her brand. Y'all go add her too. So events coming up. I got an event tomorrow night, City Girls Chicago at Styles Records on the west side, out west over there, in Chicago. And we got shout out Molly Baby for that, by the way, my girl Molly Baby. And then we got quite a few things coming up. I got the Mansion Pool Party coming up on July 2nd, and I have a Glow Dance and Music Festival that me and my business partners are putting together for June 25th in Vandalia, Michigan at Rainbow Farms. And like I said, me and DJ Sluggo, we doing promo packages together. We're doing DJ and host packages together. So if y'all want to hire us for your next event, and I also do promo packages with Danny Jones. Or also by myself, we do packages with both of us as well. And then I just did that dope interview with Beads. I don't know if you've seen that on the 4-wheeler. That was really dope. That's his going away interview. We went on his turf, and he brought his 4-wheelers out, and we shot out. We was doing wheelies, racing, all kinds of stuff. It was so fun. It was something different rather than just being in the studio. So it was pretty cool.
Okay. Well, we definitely got to get to some of your events. We appreciate you, and thank you so much again, for being on the show. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you have some successful events, all your events.
Thank you.
No problem. And then Mimie, please remind everyone how to support you. What's the latest you got going on? And everything of that nature.
I always have a lot going on, so you can find me at M.I.A Entertainment Group on IG, and that's all I'm gonna say. M.I.A Entertainment Group on IG, because if I have to start listing all the stuff, it's gonna be me and Lissa. So FYI, at M.I.A Entertainment Group on IG, and I normally post flyers. So let's say if you got some stuff going on, I know that you're on the Chicago side. I'm in Atlanta. It don't matter. I will post it. So the Chicago folks that are on there also, because it's enough for all of us out here. So I post information. And Mr. Cook, same thing, D. I will do that too. I'll see what you got going on out there, and I will post and repost stuff because at the end of the day, all this right here, we need it.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt.
It's definitely needed. If I was on the Chicago side, I'd be looking to merge with everybody and do one big thing.
Yeah.
But it can't be done because all I gotta do is fly in.
For sure, it ain't nothing. So I'll be in Atlanta in July. It ain't nothing.
See, so thank you guys very much for being on the platform. I know that time is limited, but I had a great time. So thank you guys for joining us at the Square Table.
Yeah.
Great, so much. Thank you all. Appreciate you, all of you all. And man, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the game if you're watching the NBA Finals today, and have a safe weekend too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, y'all too.
Appreciate that. Likewise. Peace, family.
Thank you. Right, one love and God bless. And I said it.
That way.
That way.
Appreciate you. Yeah. So I'm gonna close out the show with the video that I started with, which is Chicago at its Crossroads, was actually the trailer for Sister Africa's 5-time Emmy Award documentary that she was a part of. So, that's how I'm gonna close out the show, and just remind everyone to, again, let's cut down on the violence until it's eliminated, and stop the hate crime all the way, all day. And just love each other, network, just show love.
Yeah.
But again, this is called Chicago at its Crossroads. This was the Square Table with both me and Mimie Acosta. And we're going to catch you next time, which is the last Thursday of every month is when we do this show. So we're going to catch you on the last Thursday of this month. I'm not looking at the calendar right now. And so whatever day that is, that's when we're going to see you again. But otherwise, you can always catch my celebrity interviews here. And I'll be letting you know my Facebook, my Instagram, what that next show will be. Make sure you follow me at Instagram, celebrity_interviewer_I said it. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Be safe and blessings out there. Much love.
Peace.
I got shot right here. The funeral home is making a killer right now.
Homicide is related to the desperation of young men, and that's what we're seeing in Chicago.
It's designed for you to lose. You're gonna lose. Let's keep this real now. This is about design.
This project represents the future of a great city.
We were concentrated in the ghetto. We were trapped and could not grow.
That's not a recipe for success. That's a blueprint for disaster. Projects coming down shattered the gang structure. Gone.
All hell broke loose.
6 homies that son, you're a gang now.
We at war, period.
This is not only my son, this is my best friend. He was murdered.
You're gonna go mad. You're gonna want to kill the world.
These kids don't really want to live that life that they live. It's time to this new chapter. We gotta write it.
Either you get involved or it'll come to your door and make you get involved.
Chicago's at a crossroads. It's that pot that's boiling, stuff that starts spilling out, or we can turn the fire down.
Don't forget, if anybody asks, I said it. Peace. Blessings.